Hello and welcome to the Remedy Fibers podcast, a podcast about knitting and crochet hosted by me, Jillian. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returner, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Today I have a fabulous episode where I take you with me to Salamanca, Spain, Madrid, Spain, yarn shopping, everything from sightseeing, historical sites, and really just enjoying some time away with my husband in Spain. So if you're excited, definitely stay tuned, and I also have some yarn at the end to show you on what I got in Spain. But if you're new here, I live in Northern California with my husband and dog Benny. I love everything yarn related, and I hope you stay for my yarn journey. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to tell you all about my adventures, my travels, the yarn stores that I visited, as well as what I got at the yarn stores throughout this video. But I was able to fly out of California over to Texas. Sadly, there were delays. I missed my connecting flight, and it was just a very long travel day. I was very sad because I thought I was going to miss Bright's basketball game, and if you've been watching this episode, my husband plays overseas basketball as a professional player, and I have not seen a live in-person game since his college days, and I was so excited for this. Good thing I was able to make it right by halftime, so I got to see the third and fourth quarter. He was so excited to see me. I was so excited to see him. It was amazing. It was so fun. The crowd was so lively, and I was so thankful that I got to see him in his profession doing what he loves. After that, we met up with some of his friends to explore downtown, eat together. It was so nice. I was extremely tired after traveling for pretty much over a day, but it was so worth it. The following day, we just kind of wandered around. We got to see some historical churches, some landmarks known to Salamanca. Salamanca is about 3 hours away from Madrid, so it's kind of in the country part of Spain. It's a lot of small shops, a lot of coffee shops, and a lot of the population is an older crowd, and it's just such a different lifestyle. The best way to describe it is it's such a peaceful, calm way of life. They have siestas where everything closes at a certain part in the afternoon. A lot of people are picking up their children, eating with their family, resting, and they really do take this serious. There are some stores that do stay open all day, but it's really rare. But it was nice to try new food, go to restaurants. In Salamanca, they have one of the oldest universities in Europe, and so they pride themselves on being a really good place to immerse yourself in learning Spanish and being immersed in the language. So even if they do know English, they are going to tell you no, and you have to speak everything in Spanish. So I really had to go into my archives and practice and order things. It really pushed me out of my comfort zone because I don't speak Spanish for work or for anything that I need to do in the United States in California. So it was really fun to pretty much try, learn new words, practice, and I really am going to miss doing that because English is just my first language. It's just so I don't have to think about anything. In Spanish, I have to really think about what I'm gonna say, the proper tense, putting sentences together, and that's something that I wish I can do more often, or maybe even incorporate that while I'm back at home to just continue to practice and improve in my skill set. So I was able to spend a few days in Salamanca. I was there from Saturday all the way into Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday we were able to get an Airbnb in Madrid, check out the big city. It was so fun. I loved being in a city, and it really made me miss being able to hop on a bus, hop on a train, the amount of people who were there. It was a little bit overwhelming because it has been quite a bit of time since I last been in a major city, but I just love all the historical sites. It was packed. We were like, why aren't people working? Why are there so many people out and about just shopping and buying food and drinking coffee? It was a lot of people. We got to celebrate Bright's birthday. Bright turned 30 this year, and so we were able to go out dancing. We also got tickets to a basketball game. One of his favorite teams in one of the highest leagues in Spain played against the rivals of Istanbul and Turkey. They came and flew out, and that was really nice to see. One, because Bright is always watching them play on YouTube and on TV, and then to see it in person, and hopefully that's the goal. Hopefully he can play for Real Madrid. That would be amazing. But the moment that you've been waiting for, I was able to visit 2 yarn shops in Spain. Sadly, I wasn't able to visit the one in Salamanca because so much was going on, but we were able to visit 2 located in Madrid. So the first yarn shop that we visited was called El Gato Negro, which is the black cat, and it was really overwhelming because it was the most unusual yarn shop that I've ever been to. They had samples when you walk in, but you couldn't actually touch the yarn, and I did some Google search and I did see that you can't touch the yarn. So you can touch the samples but not the actual skeins, and then all of the skeins are located on shelves behind a counter. It seemed like there used to be a ticketing system. When you go to the meat market, you pull a ticket. They had one of those. I guess they don't use it anymore, but they had a ticketing machine. They weigh the yarn as if it was meat, and they bag it up for you. They take it out the bag. So it was very interesting and peculiar, and I was overwhelmed. They did not speak English. I had froze. Normally when I go into yarn shops, I am really nervous. This time it was nervous times 10, and I didn't know how to say, like, how does this work, because it wasn't like I can just say give me 2 skeins of this. It has to be weighed out. So thank goodness there was a customer that was able to explain to me how I can order. I was able to order in grams, so I ordered 400 grams of one of the skeins I'm going to show you, and I couldn't even feel it beforehand. It doesn't even come with a label. I'm thinking it's some type of cotton summer yarn, which I'm really thankful for because I do live in a hot climate. But it was so overwhelming. Afterwards I felt so flustered, and I even looked at Bray to try to translate, and he's like, what you looking at me for? So that one was definitely an experience, trying to communicate in a yarn shop. It was just very fun, very nerve-wracking, and very memorable as well. The second yarn shop that we visited was called Miss Kits, and this yarn shop was more of a traditional yarn shop that I'm expecting when going to one. It had skeins you can touch, it had different things, prices, grams laid out already for you, traditional things that you'll see in a small local yarn shop. And they had everything from La Bien-Aimée to drops to pretty much every European yarn that you can think of. They had it there. Sock yarn, bulky yarn. I lost my mind in there, and I was able to pick up some yarn known and grown from Spain. So I'm really excited to show you that in a little bit. But that one was really fun. I just kept going around and around in circles trying to figure out what I wanted, what I thought I would make with the yarn, and I'm hoping to make some more tops with the yarn that I purchased. But overall, I really had a great time in Spain. Definitely #1 place I've ever been to. It beats every place that I've been and I spent time with. I miss it so much, and I was so sad to leave Bright. That was probably the hardest part in saying bye, as well as just leaving the country. I'm really going to miss the culture, the atmosphere, the $1.50 coffees. Like, why is coffee so expensive in the United States? And their coffees are so little. In the United States, it's like a small is like this size, and I'm like, I just want a small coffee. And they have mini espresso coffee cups. I just miss it. I spent a few days in Spain, so let me show you what I purchased, as well as some other souvenirs and things that I got along the way. I am recording this a little bit later than I normally do, so if it does start to get darker, I apologize. But the first store that I went to is called El Gato Negro, and it means the black cat, and lanas is a word for yarn. And this is the bag that it came in, and this is 400 grams of yarn. And so this is what I got. It's a white base with purples, oranges, green, and it does feel like cotton. It doesn't have a label, but I just thought this would be a great color to work with, make a top, make a summer top, something for next year. And also, once I do make something with it, a constant memory of that time that I tried and struggled in a Spain yarn shop. The next store I visited is called Miss Kits, and it says Tu tienda de lana, so your yarn store. They have a location in Barcelona as well as Madrid, and this one was the one that I said the yarn is actually created in Spain. One thing that I did not know was the name brand of this yarn has a storefront in Spain, in Madrid, but it was just too far by the time that I discovered it. This yarn is called De Lana La Madrilana, and it says produced in Spain. It has 450 meters or approximately 100 grams. It is fingering weight. It is more rustic, so even though the color is very light and airy, it is a little bit on the harder side, the more woolly side. And I believe this is 100% wool. It doesn't actually say, but it does say washed by hand. I love the color. I'm hoping to make a top with this. It's just a little bit hard because I'm so used to measuring yarn in yards than meters or grams. So I think this would be enough to make something, or even the top that I had showed you last week that was crocheted. This is light fingering, and this is called the Crochet Pullover by Wanipa Juncker. And so this is a light fingering weight. It does remind me of the same thinness of this yarn, and so this is really why I bought that, to make a second top to also remind me of my time in Spain, this beautiful color, as well as a new crochet top. While in Spain, Bright gifted me this piece of cheese. This is one of the sponsors from his team. It's called La Antigua, and it is Romero Queso Anejo. And actually I was doing some research on this cheese, and it is from a sheep. So I've never had, that I'd known of, cheese from a sheep, so I'll be interested in trying this. I do love cheese. While I was there, I tried some. So good, so amazing. And I bought some bread so I can put some on some bread. I'll let you know how that goes, but I'm really excited to try this, taste it, see how it goes. As for finished objects, I was able to finish the gray 2x2 hat that I was making for Bright. I didn't finish it beforehand because I wanted it to be a travel project. Believe it or not, the whole time I was traveling on my way to Bright, I didn't knit, I didn't read, I didn't watch any movies on the TV, I didn't watch anything on my phone. I was just so on edge, so anxious, that I just wanted to get there, and I was a mess. Of course, every emotion you can think of was there. And so I didn't finish the hat, and while I was there, Bright asked me, hey, did you finish my hat yet? So I said, let me whip out the needles. He's 100% knit worthy. He was wearing my hat that I made him all over Salamanca. He still wears them all the time when he FaceTimes me, so I'm excited to continue to knit for him. One thing I would want is to knit him a sweater, but he hasn't decided what style he wants. He's not really into the pullovers. I think he's more of a cardigan, and we can't decide on a color, so I hope that's something that I can do in the future for him. On my way back from Salamanca, I was able to cast on and knit. My flight was almost 12 hours from Madrid to LAX, Los Angeles, and so I cast on my sock that I was working, my second pair of the Rhinebeck Roomies Shorty Edition, and I'm at the part where I'm going to start working on the heel. But I cast this on and knit all of this while on one plane ride, and I could have worked on it more, but I was honestly just getting very exhausted. Yesterday I had a full 24-hour travel time from the moment I woke up to the moment I got here to Sacramento, so it's been rough, but I feel like socks are not slow if you just put the time in and work on them. The thing is, socks get me easily distracted and I start doing something else or working on another project, so that's why it's so slow. Not because of the socks, it's because of me, because I did see working on this consecutively over time, I think I got pretty far. So once I finish these, then I'll have my second pair and I can finally wear them. The last thing that I want to show you is a new package that I got for my monthly subscription of Paradise Fibers. It just came in the mail. Actually, probably was sitting in there, but I just got it today and I wanted to open it up with you. So it does look like it's holiday edition. I am seeing some stockings, a mistletoe. I wonder what's inside. So right now it says Paradise Fibers Merry and Bright, and a picture of Santa. I'm not gonna see what's in it. I'm not gonna look at that. I want to be surprised. So the first thing is this cute red bag, and inside, the last tea that I tried that they gave me, so good. It was so good I went to Stash website to see if I can get some more, and this is chai spice, so I'm really liking that. And then I got some more stitch markers. I lost the one that I got last week on the plane. not last week, whatever week that was. Oh, this one's so cute. It's a Christmas tree. I don't know if you can see it, but that's so sweet. I also got a sheep in a knitted stocking. I feel like Christmas came early. And then next I got a gray mystery bag and another Christmas themed mystery bag. Ooh, I got candy. Let's open up the gray one first because it is really weird how they stuffed the wool in such a small bag. Oh, it's so soft. This is Stellina. It smells so good. Okay, so this green is beautiful. I'm loving the Stellina. It is dark in here, so I'll try to take a picture of this so you can see it in better lighting. But it is kind of heavy, so I wonder how much yardage is actually in here. Okay, last but not least, this one they really packed it in. Shout out to the people who had to individually pack these. Oh wow, this is really tight. Oh, it's because it's tied. The same thing, this one is red with red Stellina and it is equally as beautiful. So I have these two beautiful skeins. I think this will be really cute as holiday socks, red and green stripes possibly. We shall see. So let's go back to what they sent me. And it says, this month's glitter merino and Stellina spun into yarn, perfect for any project looking for a bit of glitz and holiday cheer. This month's fiber bag contains 4 ounces. Wow, that's really, they squeezed that in there. So 70% base of natural undyed white merino with 30% sparkling Stellina. If I do decide to spin this anytime soon, I still have my other ones that I need to spin, I can possibly make these cute little stockings. Well, that's all that I have for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you and your family are happy, healthy, and safe, and I hope to see you next week. Take care. Bye.